Rectangle unpacking means it looks kind of a little different kind of topic, but the idea is if I have a rectangle and inside this rectangle I have set of sub-rectangles, so it can be considered as like I have a room and then I have a, so room is considered as a big rectangular area, and then I have set of tiles, rectangular tiles, and that I have to fit in, means the tiles what I carry is of different size, means different dimension. So that is the query. So if I have a big rectangle and then I have set of sub-rectangles, then with different sizes, and I can, means they are in n numbers, so there is no scarcity of the numbers, and which sub-rectangles I would choose where big rectangle, sub-rectangle, where I have to choose which different dimension, width and height, sub-rectangle, so that the available space in the bigger rectangle is minimum. So rectangle packing. So how I would pack a bigger rectangle with the small set of sub-rectangles, how I choose a small set of sub-rectangles from a set of sub-rectangles, from that I have to choose and place in the bigger rectangle so that it would occupy the maximum area. So this is the algorithm, so that we have to come. So we have chosen Python as the language to implement the algorithm, and algorithm is something like I would choose I'll take any sub-rectangle from the set of sub-rectangles and place at the top left corner, and then I get two area. One is horizontal to the sub-rectangle, and one is down the line, we call it at vertical to a sub-rectangle. So big rectangle, one rectangle sub-rectangle I am placing at the top left corner, and then horizontal area and vertical area. So that is the idea. Now I get two areas I consider as two separate rectangles, and then I would try again separately at the top left corner. So I keep on doing. So it looks like a recursion. It's not a recursion. I mean, recursion is a kind of side effect. So to implement this algorithm, we are using a design pattern called chain of responsibility. So in the chain of responsibility, if I place a sub-rectangle at the top left corner, it is considered as the one node in the chain of responsibility. Now I give the responsibility. So one responsibility, the first node it took. Now in the two rectangle, top and bottom, again top left corner is going as the one sub-rectangle. So it is forming a chain. So first node in the chain, now second node in the chain. Now it will again divide the area into two area, and again one rectangle, sub-rectangle from the set of available sub-rectangle, it will be placed, and responsibility would be transferred to the that sub-rectangle. It would keep going till the last sub-rectangle is placed. So last node in the chain of responsibility, that is placed, and that is kind of that returns. So chain of responsibility, one node in the chain, next node in the chain, next node in the chain, last node in the chain. So last node, when last sub-rectangle is placed, then it knows that around it how much area it could not fill, means what is the available area, it should be minimum. So this was the responsibility it could carry. So this informs its parent node that this is my status. So now parent node would try with some other sub-rectangle and say, boss, can you just tell me that what is your status? And then it would try its best to place a sub-rectangle at the end which would occupy the maximum area. So last node, last but one node, last but one node. Okay, so this now information is passed to the previous parent node saying that this is my status. I tried my best and then this much is the availability I can provide. Means this much is the field area that I can provide. Now that parent node would try with the another sub node, another sub rectangle and pass responsibility again, not try again. Okay, so this would again do. So finally at the end, the top, the first node in the chain of responsibility would get the status that it passed the responsibility to the all the node in the chain of responsibility, and at the end what is the status. So if it is happy, very nice. If like everything got filled, so nothing, no need to try again. Or then it will, so first node it will place another sub rectangle as a second node and it would ask that can you please try now. So again it would, the responsibility would pass to the leaf nodes, I mean to the next node till the leaf node. Again availability calculation would happen and report would reach to the first node. So this is the chain of responsibility. In the chain of responsibility can be implemented using simple controller structure, or it can be implemented as a recursion. So this is how, means we can use a dual recursion also. So one level recursion, so dual recursion, so that horizontal and vertical or mutual recursion, whatever. So all are quite easy. So that it would carry on. So at the end, the first node would come to a conclusion that okay, I am done and this is the best, and it would just publish the whatever the sub rectangles would have been selected and where. So that is the algorithm. But the way I mean when we talk about Python, so many responsibility Python takes care. So our code becomes drastically small, and I believe it's a few line of code, probably 10, 20, 30 line of code, and then this much big responsibility is done. Okay, so anyway, so the story is that we went for publication of this algorithm, and algorithm is published through the chain of responsibility design pattern, rectangle packing, and best possible rectangle packing. And it also discuss many things, further improvement and those kind of things, and designing anyway it will be covered. So that is considered. So that we'll see. Okay, so we are at Linux Mint. So we'll see the disclosure that about the rectangle packing. Okay, so here in the Google search, we can find out rectangle packing algorithm using Python. Okay, so we'll browse little bit and we can clearly see code project rectangle packing. Okay, so it appears in the first page only, and then we have to click on it and we get it. Okay, so it's a recent publication. Okay, so this is the scenario we are talking about. So this is the big rectangle, and inside that sub rectangle need to be placed from the set of sub rectangle. And this is the problem. So if I place a sub rectangle at the top left corner, then we have horizontal space area and vertical space area. And if I consider the big rectangle as R, then there are two R, horizontal and vertical. Then we have to repeat the story same in the horizontal and the vertical. and then we have to keep doing this. Okay, so this is implemented using chain of responsibility, where beginning are passing the responsibility to the in the V direction, in the means vertical direction, and in the horizontal direction. Then horizontal direction again passes the responsibility to the new horizontal and new vertical, and same vertical would be doing in for the horizontal. So it is a two-dimensional chain of responsibility. Okay, so that should be considered. And 27 line code is the algorithm that is written in Python. So it is chain of responsibility, but it can be in the, I believe, in the recursion manner whatsoever. So then nicely each line in the algorithm is described, that what it does, and that we see in the data structure also explained how data structure is created and how it proceeds. Okay, so workflow, how it works, that is shown from the recursive manner to chain of responsibility, and then the experimental data is nicely printed. So if I have area of 950 by 160 unit and rectangles are this much, these are the dimension of the rectangles available, then whatever we see in the gray area or black area, so this much space could not be filled, means only 3 rectangle would be filled with the best possibility. And then if dimension is 690 by 200, then 200 by 200 got placed, and then others. So this much area could not be filled. It is 840 by 550, then this much area could not be filled. Okay, like this. I believe if it is 600 by 450, then full area got filled. Okay, what are the further improvements? So if if all the sub-rectangles are unique, they are not repeated, what would be the scenario? And packed sub-rectangles should evenly placed, inter-packing sub-rectangles. So these are the scenarios. So there are 4 scenarios where improvements are required. So that is kind of candidly discussed. Okay, I believe somewhere it is also discussed that what is the graphics package that is used to show the graphics. Okay. Okay, it is not mentioned, so I believe it is either Kiwi or Python Qt. One of them would have been used to show the actual graphics. Okay, so this is all. So please, we provide development and training in Python based like 3D graphics, OpenGL, machine learning, deep learning, or C based then Linux device driver, or C++ and Java scripting, that is Qt/QML. You can visit our YouTube channel or you can visit our website. Okay, so I hope it would be useful in the practical sense. Okay, so quite easy. Just go and type rectangle packing Python. I believe this should also be enough. And here we reach immediately.